All right.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today I'm joined by my friend Tim Gaedke. Or is that how it's pronounced?
It's Gaedke. That's fine.
Gaedke.
It's not even Germans get it right every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Gaedke. Or Gaedke. I'll get
Yeah,
it right
perfect.
eventually. Anyway, hi, introduce yourself. What are your pronouns? What do you sort of do in the magic sphere? All that.
Yeah, hey, I'm Tim, he, they, and I am an artist. I am a published comic artist. I am a published video game developer, and I do Magic the Gathering fan art. And that's kind of why I'm here, I suppose. And that's kind of what you will see in this video from me is I want to draw a magic card. Yeah.
The hard part is we're fighting spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. There's a stream right now, right, where they announce stuff, I think, for the Dragon Storm.
Oh, great.
So yeah, we have competition.
Alright, well, at least we'll record the episode.
Yeah. You'll probably watch it the recorded one right now.
Yeah. But you'll see this in a few Saturdays.
Right.
I'm looking at some of these spoilers just because they popped up and some of them are
Hmm.
kind of neat.
Yeah. Have you seen the lands? They look great.
Yeah, they look kind of goofy though.
It's kind of like with the Theros lands, the Pokemon new
Yeah.
ones, kind of
Yes.
like that. And I have my problems with them because they're kind of like this is a tangent, right?
No,
But
it's
we
fine.
can talk about. So I mean, it's art talk, right?
Yeah.
And I think they are kind of immersion breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's like a big deal or anything, but having in-world representation of something as abstract as the mana symbols is kind of weird to me
Yeah.
because like what are they? Do the people in the universe know
Yeah.
what mana is and what the mana symbols look like, or what kind of symbols the mana represent? Like what?
So,
Why?
like, we know canonically that they know what the Phyrexian symbol is.
Right, yeah. But like the colors of mana,
Yeah.
I think they also they work differently from plane to plane, right? With the ley lines and stuff. And it's the same with the which set had the stained glass, the new
Dominaria.
Dominaria one,
Yeah.
Dominaria United,
Yeah.
had the stained glass windows with the mana symbols in them, and I was kind of taken out of it just thinking about why would there be these symbols across the planes?
Yeah.
I don't like it. And it's the same issue with the new lens right now, but they look neat, but from a lore perspective, they throw me off.
Yeah.
But
I
I
think.
like the look of them.
Yeah. With the dragon ones, I fully agree. With the Theros ones, they're kind of immersion breaking, and you're right. But on the other hand, like, they can be kind of like how constellations are, where like
Hmm.
you think you see something in the sky, but whether or not you actually see it is kind of up to debate.
Yeah.
And I did a project with a buddy of mine where we made like a pre-con style deck for each of the Theros gods. So each god has a deck where it's relatively budgeted. It plays like a pre-con, has a lot of like pre-con problems, but also like other things. Um, like it was a whole process. I'm very proud of that project. And all the basics in every single of those decks is Theros starred ones.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
And that took up like a quarter of the budget.
Are they that expensive? Really?
They're like I don't know how much it is in German, but in the U.S. it's like $1 to $3.
Oh wow.
Let me see
Okay.
how much that is in German.
It's kind of 1-to-1, I think, to euros.
Let me see.
I think dollars to euros is it's pretty much the same.
I think so too, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna look it up. I had to translate dollar to pounds the other day for a budget deck I was working on.
Yeah, pounds is a little bit more, I think. A pound is like 1.4 or something like that, 1.5 maybe of a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think euros is 1.1 maybe. It's pretty much the same. I don't know if they
So
if it's
$1 in the U.S. is about 91 euro, like 0.91 euros.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of 1-to-1. So yeah,
Yeah.
the Starfield land or the Nyx lands are
Yeah, that's
one to
expensive.
$3.
I could sell them. I think I have a couple of them lying around. Maybe even foil.
They look really good in foil.
Yeah, they do. But I'm not using them because they're so goofy.
Yeah. I
Also, I really like the old Borderlands, the really old ones,
mm-hmm.
like where it has text in the text box, not the mana symbol,
Yeah.
but the text, like tap to add green to your mana pool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I use some of
There are
those
many of
basics
them.
for my Xerus deck. Because, let me see. I have lands from, like, Unlimited or whatever in my Xerus deck. Or not Unlimited. 4th edition, I think? Let me check. What box are they in? Oh, that's the other thing is if you get to painting quivers and you do it well enough, Quiver really likes you. So, like, if you keep up making
Yeah,
quivers, they'll send you free stuff.
I know, and they like me. They sent me stuff before. They are great.
They're so lovely.
Um, when I had the my YouTube channel in German,
Uh
I
huh.
had a podcast where we would give away stuff all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and Quiver was so kind to send us stuff. As did Ultimate Guard. They are great too with stuff like that. Like product sponsoring is almost never an issue with these companies. I think yeah, at least like Quiver and Ultimate Guard. Um, give them a shout out. They are great for stuff like that. If
Mm-hmm.
you have like, if you're a small content creator, and I think it kind of don't get smaller as we are,
Yeah,
kind of, and still they come through for folks like us. So yeah,
they're lovely.
they really are.
But the basics of my Xerus deck look like these.
Oh yeah,
All of the
beautiful.
islands are this one, the white border, that little island, and all the
Yeah.
mountains are this one
Mm-hmm.
with the little text box on them.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
And then the forests
I
are
don't.
like unforest.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Let me find it. This deck is mostly red and blue, but it has some green in it, so like I don't have a whole lot of forest in the deck. I really don't play green that often. It is my least favorite color in Magic.
I'm kind of the same, actually. Green and red, I could kind of go without, but I'm trying to move past that. I'm building a Clothis deck right now.
Nice.
That's why I'm drawing her. to get a little bit out of my comfort zone. And I'm not sure how good that works, because it's gonna be pretty mean and stacksy. And that is my comfort zone. But it's also possible in green or red. I can finally play a blood.
These are my forest, other than two.
Yeah, this is the
Unsanctioned.
unsanctioned. Yeah,
I really like these a lot.
yeah, they look great.
The foil in particular has like a gilded look to it. It takes out.
On the frame, right? The floating frame. Flame.
Yeah.
The floating frame. Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah.
Which
That's fantastic.
that's fucking crisp.
Yeah. I was pondering picking up a box just for these, but I've never come around to it, and I bought a couple singles from the set, I think. But yeah, I've never picked up the lands, and
So
I'm kind of regretting it because they are beautiful.
I picked up a box to play it, like to play it how it was meant to be played,
Yeah.
and then it comes with those basics. So like you get each little jumpstart packs in Unsanctioned come with their own lands,
Mm-hmm.
and the basics you get, the fancy basics, are just add-ins. Like they have no purpose. So I kept those lands, and then a buddy of mine bought Unsanctioned too. And he's like, I don't want these lands. I think they look kind of stupid. Do you want them? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
And like they're unlands, so like they look fantastic. I have some of the space ones from Infinity in my one Braids deck.
Yeah, the space ones look great too, I think. Yeah, I mean the unsets are great for the lands, right?
Yeah.
And some of the other cards as well for stuff like Party Box and Wacky
Of
Commanders.
course. I have since taken apart my my Unsanctioned for my party box.
Yeah. I don't have many uncards in them. In the party box. I think the armchair is one. I don't know if I have a sneaky face, cheaty face.
Yeah, Cheaty McFace.
Cheaty face in there. But I have played it in like 2 years. I have a Alexander Clemilton commander deck.
Nice.
That cares about having wordy spells, and I have the full text lands in there. I think that was basically half the budget for that deck were these lands.
With how wordy German can be, I assume that deck is really fun.
There is a lot of German cards in there, but a lot of the time it doesn't matter.
Huh.
I have a sometimes you have to take older cards, for example. The Opt from Invasion is the version before Scry became a keyword, so they write it out. So that is a wordy spell.
That's clever.
Yeah.
That's really clever.
But yeah, a lot of the time it's not much more. Sometimes it's like maybe one line of text more, but sometimes it's the same in German.
Huh. Neat.
Yeah,
I wonder how that leads me to think what would be the most competitive Alexander Clemilton deck one can build?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what language is the wordiest?
It's what language is the wordiest, but also like Alexander Clemilton cares about lines of text, right?
Yeah.
If you have a language like that breaks lines often.
Uh-huh.
And I found that a couple of the wackier secret lair cards,
Uh-huh.
like the movie poster ones,
Yeah.
they break lines a lot,
Uh-huh.
so they are way more competitive. I think like the the Blasphemous Act from that movie poster Secret Lair
Yeah.
has like 7 line breaks or something,
Wow.
and the normal spell is like 1 or 2 lines only.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
they write like every word under each other,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's perfect for Clemilton.
That's how I kind of did it for some like poster-ish cards I made a while back, like proxies, where like they're meant to look like horror posters a little bit. I made those a little bit wordy, and I had a lot of line breaks and such. I need to get back to that project because I wanted to make it a series of 5. So I had Cryptghast, um, Yawgmoth's Will, Lich, Lake of the Dead, and I wanted to do K-Ball Ghoul. And I've never got around to making K-Ball Ghoul yet.
Oh, Lich is also, yeah. Oh, these weird old cards. I love
Lich
it.
Lich is my least favorite just because like I had to fit a lot of text into like this weird artwork, and the artwork didn't quite turn out how I wanted it to. But just with how I do things, I'm like, this is it. So I stuck with it. They're a bit hard to read, but they're stylized, so like who cares? I'll send them to you. Wrong folder. This one. Here. Some of my tokens, some of my proxies and such, I try to make easy to read. Other ones, I kind of don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't read a secret lair card, then like I kinda don't mind making mine a little bit unreadable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are like textless cards as well. So, yeah, I
I
guess
want,
that's fine.
yeah, I want mine to be a little bit readable, but like not a ton. At least for these.
Yeah, I like mine to be readable because like I really don't like these textless versions,
Yeah.
but it's fair. Like they exist and they're a part of Magic, so yeah, but it's kind of funny when you have like proxies that are more readable than actual Magic cards, and um, yeah, it's wild. Like if you compare like some of the Secret Lair card sets now to stuff from like 10 years ago,
Uh,
and but that's also that's also kind of the stuff that pulled me in there as a fan artist. Because um, when I started playing Magic, like I don't know how old was I, like 10 or 12 or something like that. I was pulled in by the artworks, of course. I didn't know how to play. I just wanted to own the cards that looked cool, like the zombies and stuff, all the cool monsters and dragons, and I tried to draw them.
uh,
And I was like, one day I'll be a magic artist. And of course, my style evolved in quite a different way than is like the normal the house style, right?
yeah.
This, this highly rendered concept arty style,
Mm-hmm.
painterly style, and um, yeah, I was like, okay, I'll never be a magic artist. And then they started to do wackier stuff, like with the secret layers. And I think the first secret layer where they really broke the mold was, I think, the one with the Assassin's Trophy and like
Yes.
the heavy metal stuff,
Uh-huh.
and that blew me away. Like I was like thinking, oh, that's how a magic card could look like. I
Hmm.
could do that.
Yeah.
That's a style I could draw in, and they have been getting wackier ever since. And I mean, people like actual comic artists like Wizard of Barge and Luke Pearson has appeared on cards, and other comic artists. Yeah, and that's that gave me hope, so to speak. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not this is something I could do,
Hmm.
um, and it's probably not, if I'm honest. Like, um, I had a I had a portfolio review in Amsterdam
Uh-huh.
at the Magic Con. I forgot with who it was, and I don't want to like the person was the nicest person, but they kind of crushed me, because sorry, because when I show them my stuff, they were like, yeah, this is cool, this is really cool, but it's probably not focused enough, because what I do is like I try different things,
Yeah.
right? I have like if you look at my proxy catalog, I have dabbled in a lot of styles.
Yeah.
Like I try to go out of my comfort zone most of the time. I try to do stuff I have never done before. I try to emulate other styles. I try to emulate like video game aesthetics, or like a comic aesthetic, or this and that. And it's always like, um, I poke in these directions, and try what I can do with it. And it's never it's never the same, or it's seldom the same. So what this person said to me is like, if I don't find my lane and stick to it, and get like the best, well most well versed person in this art style, I'm never gonna be a magic artist.
Yeah.
Because and that made sense to me completely, because what Wizards does is they they have an idea, or the art directors have an idea, and they look like, okay, what do we want to do? We want to do like the secret layer that looks like puppets, stop motion animation thing, build dioramas, and they look, what person can do this thing the best in the whole world, and they get that person, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not that person for any style they could want, they will not come to you.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say I'm too unfocused. Like, I'm not the best person for any art style, right? I try stuff out, and I'm not a I wouldn't say I'm a bad artist, but I'm not the best at anything.
Yeah. I'm in the same
So,
boat.
right.
Cause like I
And
sent you the proxies I made of like dark comic book movie
yeah,
posters, but like I've also done like weirder cutie stuff and like
yeah, they look great.
oh thank you. But like my style has ranged from just about everything, at least that I'm able to do.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of it's black and white, but it's different black and white stylings.
Yeah,
So
yeah. A lot of these look like. like wood carvings.
Yeah, I
Like,
get that a lot.
yeah. Oh yeah, Yawgmoth. I really like that.
Thank you.
But they are unreadable.
Yeah.
They are pretty much unreadable. You got that down. You can you can be a magic artist for that. They ever do the unreadable stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of sad, but it's also like it's fine. Even if they never come to me and I never get my secret there, it's fine. I I made so many friends over this art thing and the hobby, the social media stuff, and getting to be at these conventions, and it's been great. It's been honestly super great. Like I I go to these conventions and people recognize me, and I'm shocked by that because like who am I? Like I'm some guy who had like a couple of Twitter followers and now like Blue Sky followers, and I have the smallest YouTube channel there is, and like people recognize me, and I don't even get it. Uh, but it's a great feeling,
Oh, for sure. I'm in the same boat.
and that is so cool. I've met so many cool people.
Here are some proxies I made that are actually readable. Some of these I'm sending you. Like I have. I'm not going to dox you, but like I have your envelope right there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's
I
pretty.
have
It's
to.
pretty thick too. So it's like that. That thick.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Okay, I will get you back for
No, that's up to you.
that. Yeah, it is. It is. You can't stop me.
I'll use them. I'll put them in my party box. I'll use them in decks, or like at the very least, I'll put them in
Great.
my little binder where I just. Oh yeah. Along with whatever you send me, if you do choose to send me something, can you get a pacifism and sign it?
A pacifism. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't I don't have one of my own, but I will get like a real magic card and sign it.
Yeah.
That feels wrong, but I'll do it.
No, I have
Maybe
a
I can
binder full of
maybe I can
pacifisms from
alter it.
pacifism signed by friends of mine.
Oh, that's cool.
I have one signed by the artist too, but like I have one of every printing other than a handful.
That is sick. And artwork doesn't matter.
Nope.
Just any old pacifism. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Maybe I have to alter it. I've never altered like a physical card before. I've drawn on cardstock, like I erased foil to do a completely different card with it.
Mm-hmm.
I proxied a questing beast, I think.
Oh, nice.
Uh, but I've never really physically altered a card or just the art of a card. So yeah, that's something I have to do at some
I
point.
do not expect you to send me a foil 7th edition. These things are expensive.
Foil 7th edition. I think I might have a non-foil 7th edition lying around, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But I have I have 8 foil 7ths, which
Wow.
depending upon where you like look, they're like $10 to $30 a pop.
Yeah, foil 7th edition is like before foil was more common, right? They had like maybe one foil a box.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are expensive.
Yeah.
Because they also the only way to get it in black border.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here's a handful of signed ones from various people. Also, if you don't mind printing your name too, because sometimes signatures I forget who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have a signature. I always write in print.
That works perfect. That works perfect.
Because yeah, I just don't do it as often.
Hmm.
Um, and at conventions, when people ask me, I'm always like uh a little uh I don't know, dumbstruck, because I don't know how to do it. Like I just write my name in like print letters, and it's yeah, that's my signature. Pretty easy to fake.
Yeah. The foil 10th editions are pretty expensive too. I have a few of those.
This artwork isn't going anywhere. I'm so sorry.
Those
This
are my
is
foil 10ths. No, it's fine.
yeah, and you provide the visual interest in this stream.
I
It is
barely
it
started
is
the quiver.
it is so hard. It is so hard for me to talk and try to concentrate on the artwork, because as soon as I try to start drawing, I start rambling. Like my brain can't. Like it is so hard for me to talk in this language that is not my own. Right? This is taking up all of my brain power.
Yeah.
I can't concentrate on anything else. Um, yeah, so I guess I'm not really going anywhere with
No,
this
it's fine.
artwork today. But I can try again and again to draw like a thick, sexy lady
Hell
that is
yeah.
also a god.
Let's go.
But yeah,
So you
it is
answer.
it
So
is hard.
you told me about yourself a little bit. You told me about your art and what you do. How did you get started working
Yeah.
on artwork?
On any artwork,
Yeah, like just what? How did you get started doing art stuff?
like how do I start? How do I became like an artist?
Yes.
Is that the question? Okay,
Yes.
so like people ask me that, and people ask me like, uh, when did you start drawing? And I'm always like, when did you stop drawing? Right?
Yeah.
Because every like as a kid you draw. Like
Yeah.
there is no kid that does not do art, because I think like it's just what people do,
Hmm.
making art and like finding a way to express themselves. And I feel like it's kind of a sad thing that this is a job at all. Like, uh, because it's like a natural thing that people do, and um in this capitalistic hellscape that we live in, like it has to be commodified, right?
Yeah.
It has to be everything you do, every hobby you do has to be some kind of income for you. I don't know. I'm rambling again.
No, no, you're
But
fine. That's
yeah,
the point.
the
That's the
thing
point.
the thing is, I just always wanted to do art, and I didn't want to do anything else. And it's kind of a sad story, because my parents weren't really supportive of that.
Yeah.
Um, like they because they didn't know that this is kind of a career option, like that you could do art as a job, like you could earn money from that. And so they never really encouraged it. And so I tried to study art. I tried to get um, into the art schools and stuff, but they didn't want me. Uh, they did not want me, or at least the ones I applied to, they all rejected me.
That's
And
rough.
then yeah, that felt really rough because you have to create a portfolio, right? And I did not know how to do such a thing because I was fresh out of school and I had always like um drawn and occasionally painted and stuff like that, and they wanted a portfolio, and I didn't know what that was, and I knew nobody who could help me with that, so um I crashed and burned really bad applying to these art schools, and then um I don't know how to say it in English. Um I hmm, what is it? Like you learn in like a uh, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I
That's
had
fair.
to get like a. It's a degree, but it's not like a degree from a university or something. It's a
Yeah.
degree for like a trade.
Yeah, yeah,
You're right. A trade degree,
yeah.
right? So I had to do that, and I learned like media design, stuff like that, web design, and um yeah, design in general, like I print design and stuff like that,
That's neat.
how to do layouts for books and how to work in I had a job in a publishing house, and stuff like that, and so I was always kind of in the creative field, although it wasn't really artsy. It was more like, yeah, it was a job. You could earn money from that, kind of being creative, and I never stopped doing art on the side.
Mm.
And then um, I kind of stumbled into game development
Nice.
just because I was at a at a crossroads in my life because um, I was at a point where I could kind of survive on my own doing just like freelance illustration stuff,
Yeah.
which felt great. But also, I had a job offer um, from a game development company
Yeah.
to do art for them full time, not as a freelance gig, but as a full time position. And as I wanted to start a family, I took the job, and I never looked back because it was also kind of stressful working freelance. It's a
Yeah.
whole thing. I think I'm gonna have to do it again this year.
Uh-huh.
Um, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know what comes after the summer. I don't know. I have a job for now, but it's ending, and I will be on the lookout for a new one. But maybe I can do freelance. I'm like I will not I will not starve. But yeah, it's all up in the air. And then I did like game dev for 8 years. Uh, so yeah,
That's what I wanted to
um,
do when I was in high
yeah,
school.
it's great. Yeah,
I wanted to do
it's fun. I learned so much about everything, about game development, about art. Yeah.
I wanted to do game design and game development in high school, and I went to a specialized trade high school for game design. Like the high school did a
Uh-huh.
bunch of stuff, but one of its classes was game design, and that's the one I
Yeah.
went to. And I really enjoyed it. And then I went to a college nearby also for game design, but I got really burnt out and disillusioned by the gaming landscape, especially at the time. And then I just tried to change my major to working on art and illustration or marketing. It was art and marketing, and I just couldn't. keep up, and I had to drop out. A mix of financial and mental health reasons. I couldn't keep doing it. I want to go
Yeah.
back. I want to get my degree someday just to say that I did. Plus, having a degree helps, but
I don't know if it helps in the game dev circles. I think yeah, having like a good portfolio is kind of more important for that. Same with the art, right? I when I worked in game dev and I had to like look through um, people we would potentially employ or like as interns or stuff like that, I never looked at their degrees. I just wanted to see what they were capable of, like what they could produce, what their portfolios look like. I don't care if you come straight from school or if you have the best degree in the world. If your art looks shit, then I don't want you. Like it's I think it's like a degree is helpful in some areas of work, but I don't think like especially in like the creative fields, it isn't worth shit if you don't do good stuff.
yeah.
Um, so I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, it could definitely help for like your mental image of yourself, but yeah, it it probably wouldn't help you get a job or anything like that. Um, if it isn't backed up by like your work.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other hard thing is my work is so distracted and unfocused that it's one of those things where if I apply to an art job, it'd be like, send us your portfolio. And the only art portfolio I have that is remotely focused is my logo design. And I do logo design in such an unorthodox and weird way that, like, the minute I get, like, scrutinized or whatever, like, oh, how do you do this? It's like, this is how I do it. And it's like, what the hell have you been doing?
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Like I couldn't break down my process. It's it's weird. Like I can show you a finished thing, but I couldn't really break
Explain how
down
you
how
got
I
there.
arrived there. Yeah.
Yeah. And like my logos are great. They're used by like people in like in professional settings. I made the CubeCon logo for Christ's sake, and CubeCon's huge, or not huge, but decently sized.
You made the KubeCon logo.
I did.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not my best work, but it's pretty good. I did it for like $200 out of desperation because like I was friends with one of the CubeCon people for a bit until some drama happened, and then the CubeCon people only paid me $200 because that's all they had. And they're like, just make us the best logo you're able to. I gave them some draft ideas, and then they're like, this is the one we want. So I did it, and they've used it since. And I've not gotten nearly as much. So yeah, it was just rough. But
Never really done logo design before.
it's fun. It's really fun.
I'm sure like I could do a decent logo if I really tried to, but I've never I've never had to do it for anything. Um, I get yeah, sure. I'm sure it's fun. I'm I don't know what I would do a logo for.
Yeah. I'll show you some of my logos that I think turned out really good. Just because they're fun. My favorite one is this. I did one for a photographer, and it turned out phenomenal. And I've done one for a few stream groups. I've done one for a friend of mine's, like, queer... He had, like, a queer, like, media group for a while, though it fell apart, but the logo still looks good. So, whatever.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is out of your control. If the logo gets used or not, or for how long.
Yeah. If my thing will load up. My things are bugging out. Will this one work? It will. And even then, my logo design is a little bit distracted, but, like, it's not terribly so. Is this... There you go. Here are some of the logos I've done.
Oh yeah, the photography one is great. And I really like the KubeCon logo.
Yeah. They've since changed the font. Originally the font was different, but they changed the font a little bit, but the little cube thing has remained the same. The Final Fortune Sports one is for a non-existent Ohio gaming store. I made an elaborate bit like 2 or 3 years ago where people were calling for a ban for Krark and Sakashima in EDH.
Yeah.
And there was a Smash Bros post going around where people were asking for Steve and Smash Bros to be banned. And I copied the ban announcement for Steve and just restyled it a little bit and made it for Krark and Sakashima. And I made the Final Fortune Sports logo as the fake logo for that little page. It was fun.
How involved are you in the CDH community?
I was way more involved years ago as one of the de facto artists for a handful of CDH spheres. But the CDH community now has kind of like fallen apart a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
you
wasn't really like paying attention. Yeah, I was also doing like the playmats and stuff a lot for
Top Deck.
CDH tournaments and stuff like that. Yeah, the Top Deck guys. And all I know about why that whole thing fell apart is a lot of drama, but I don't know I don't know enough about it to really get into it. But yeah, and I feel there hasn't been like something to replace that, right? So it, yeah, like you said, it kind of fell apart a little bit.
And Top Deck's, it hasn't left. Like, they're still doing their thing because they're making so much money that they really couldn't stop. But just as a social presence, they had to stop because their one engineer turned out to be kind of a neo-Nazi.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I saw.
And how you want to define neo-Nazis like, unfortunately, it's up to debate. But he said a lot of anti-Semitic things, a lot of pro-capitalistic things, a lot of like New World Order sort of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, yeah,
If it
a lot of
walks like a
stuff. Like,
duck, talks like a duck,
yeah,
swims like a duck, it's probably a duck.
I really, like, yeah, it. Sure, definition wise, it's up for debate, but yeah, yeah, this guy had some pretty shitty opinions.
Yeah. And since he was one of the main engineers and main founders of the thing, not the founder, but one of the main founders, it caused a whole thing. They got rid of their Discord that you and I were in. They got rid of a bunch of their socials. They pretty much just nuked their stuff off the face of the earth other than their actual business model. And they're still making a lot of money. So, go figure.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Um, but is this person still involved? Still involved with them?
I don't know. They've kind of put everything closer to the chest now. So
Yeah.
they don't really tell you who's working for them and who isn't. A lot of people who are working for them don't really share their socials or really aren't on social media a whole lot for understandable reason.
Hmm.
They burned a lot of their bridges. They really hurt a lot of their various personalities that supported them and worked with them. It was a whole mess.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So, what are some tips you have for artwork?
Some tips I
Yes.
have.
Holy shit, Ben, hi! I just now checked chat.
Oh yeah, Ben, hi. Great to see you in here. Tips. I don't know. Just like if I give tips to people on how to make art, it's kind of like I feel like an imposter because
Yeah, I
like what
feel
do
you
I
there.
know?
I definitely feel you there.
Is the stream kind of lagging behind?
It is lagging a little bit behind. My internet's not great.
Okay. Because I feel like I've been painting another picture for like a couple minutes now and it's not showing up.
Yeah, I need to fix my
stream
internet,
yet,
but I can't fix my internet for at least another month or so. The call's good, the recording's good, it's just the actual streaming is a little bit off.
Okay. So yeah.
And like I need to have Discord open and focused for the OBS can recognize it. Because if I tab off of Discord, it bugs out. So it's a little bit janky.
Yeah, no problem. I was just like worrying that I had fucked something up and was showing a window I don't even have open. But yeah, I don't.
You're doing
because
fine.
I never do this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm super unsure about things. But yeah, tips for I don't know, tips for doing art. I really don't know, man. If you want to do art, do it. You will find a way. If there is art in you that you want to get out, you will find a way to get it out, and it doesn't have to be painting or drawing. It can be any kind of creative outlet. it is mostly drawing for me, but it's also writing. It's making YouTube videos. It's yeah, doing all kinds of stuff. I love to do pottery if I come around to it. I don't know. Uh, you will find a way if you want to do art. You will find a way to do it, or find a way to express yourself. Um, and you will yeah, you will kind of find an outlet, and if you found that outlet, then I don't know, just do it. Like, if I um think about an artwork I want to do, like, let's stick to drawing because that's like my main outlet for artworks. um I have a picture in my head
Yeah.
that I want to do, that I want to get onto the paper, onto the screen. And I will start uh, laying down like a sketch. And the moment I touch the page with my pen, it's different than what I had imagined.
Yeah.
Like, it's never gonna be the image in your head, and it can't be. It can never be, and it will never be. So, um, yeah, that's kind of a thing you have to let go. Like, the idea that you can bring the stuff out, like you have the what image you have in your head of your artwork, of your finished artwork, before you have started it, or even while you're doing it, it's gonna be different than that. It's gonna be different than that, and it's never gonna be as good as that that you want to do, and it's gonna change as you work on it, and it's gonna keep changing until you make the last stroke, or yeah. So that is kind of a hard truth that I had to learn. That your artwork is never gonna be as good as the thing you had in your head.
Yeah.
And it's probably gonna suck in comparison, to be honest. Um, but it's it's gonna be something. You will have done something, and that's better than nothing.
Mhm.
And that's like that's like platitudes, right? But it's so true. And um, the other thing I had to learn is, like, you won't, like, it's kind of related, but you won't make a perfect thing, and you will never make a perfect thing. Like, it's this the saying that perfect is the enemy of good.
Yeah.
And that's true. And perfect is also the enemy of being there in the first place. Like, if you try to wait doing a thing until you're good enough to do it, you will never do it.
Yeah.
Like, um to make art is to constantly suck at what you're doing, and perpetually suck less, but you'll never get out of the suck. And the
Yeah.
thing is, if you, like, it's this sounds super depressing what I'm saying. Like, you, like,
No,
yeah,
that's totally fine.
you have tips for aspiring artists, and I'm like, you will suck, you will suck.
Like,
And
no, it makes sense
but
though.
it's true. Like, and if like, you have your artist that you uh aspire to get as good as, and to become one day. and you look at your art, and you, uh, yeah, your art will never be that. It will be something different. And yeah, I don't know. If you want to become better at what you're doing, you just have to keep doing it. But the thing is, you will um, while doing it, you will try to escape yourself, kind of, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to escape the artist that you are to become someone different, and you will never become that. You will become someone different. Like if you look at art you did like years ago, you will cringe so hard because uh, you will have become better than that. Hopefully, maybe. Like if you keep doing the stuff you do, you will eventually. Um, but be sure that your future self in a couple of years will cringe at the stuff you do now, and that's fine. Like as long as you do it, you will get better at it.
Yeah.
Um, that is like that is like inescapable, but you have to do it. And if you are an artist, if you consider yourself an artist, you will do it because you need to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to get the stuff out of you. Um, and that's what makes you an artist, in my opinion, is to have the urge to put stuff out there. And we were talking about the stuff earlier, like me making YouTube videos
Yeah.
and cringing and looking at myself. If you see this, you can. I have a video up on my channel about Magic's fan-made formats,
Yeah.
and I talk about how the fan-made formats are kind of like yeah a new refreshing way to play the game um, that isn't like the game that the designers thought would be the way to play the game, like what people came up with in the rule set of Magic, or tweaking the rules slightly to get the game to become something different. um I think I'm pretty proud of this video. um but yeah, I look at it and I cringe because I see myself talking, and that's kind of the whole thing. As soon like um we are, like you and me, right? We
Yeah.
are artists on the internet, and you can be an artist and never show your stuff
Yeah.
on the internet, or never even show your stuff to your friends and family. You can be an artist like in your room, and that's fine. You can do that, but like that's valid, but that's not the artist we are. We have to put stuff out there. And that's also kind of the process, I think, to make yourself vulnerable. Because if you do art just in your room, that's fine. Um, you can never get hurt by people saying things about your art if they never see them, and that's fine. Um, but for me, it's kind of part of the process. Getting the stuff out there as soon as it's done, because when it's done, I am I'm kind of proud of it.
Yeah.
Um, and then if some time passes, I don't like it anymore. Like I don't. There are few pieces of my art that I still like years after. Like a lot of the stuff I look at and I would do completely different now, or maybe not. I don't know. I I would have to do them to know. But yeah, I have to get them out as soon as they're finished, because if I wait just like a couple of days and look at it again, I probably would not release them anymore into the wild, and that
Yeah.
would be sad. Um, yeah, so that's kind of process for me as well, to just like do it and then get it over with, get it out there, let people see it, and yeah, let people like it or not, or not. Uh, let it let it flop or let it go viral. I don't care anymore at this point. It's just it's out there. I'm not thinking about this anymore.
You just gotta do it and get
Um,
it out there.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, that's kind of a big part for me as well, to let other people see it. But I figure like that's also kind of interconnected with the thing of being like an artist on the internet is kind of be like I am a walking portfolio.
Hmm.
I am like I am an online persona, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
Like I
sure.
am if I'm like I don't have a private social media account for me. I have a social media account for me, and that's the same account I put my art up.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of always performing this role. Uh, yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm performing right now. Um,
Exactly.
it's a role.
It's a non-stop performance.
It's nonstop performance. Um, and it's yeah, it's kind of the kind of the process too, I think. Um, but yeah, that's way out there. That's not even really about making art. That's just being like a person on the internet, uh, or like a person with a name that people might recognize
Yeah.
on the internet. Like you can, of course, be like on the internet and have your small private account or so
But
like. But yeah,
with how we do things, it's not just is the art what we're doing, the art is ourselves.
yeah, right, exactly. It's you um you can't separate it. Like
Yeah.
you can't separate the artist persona, the performing persona, and the art that's being put out.
Yeah. A lot of people say separate the art from the artist, and sometimes you can, but nowadays art and artists are so intertwined that if you're paying for an art, you're paying for the artists themselves too.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like when people say separate the art and the artist, they're like a lot of the time they are um they hmm, struggling with words.
Sorry.
They um they don't want like their opinions to be criticized. I don't know. Like if people say, for example, with J.K. Rowling, right? A lot of people say, yeah, no, yeah, she is she's a horrible person, but like the books are still good, and you have to separate that, and that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Like, and
For
on
sure.
that's bullshit on multiple levels, because you can't consume the media without the shitty person profiting of it. Like, if you say, yeah, I don't like J.K. Rowling, and I what she's doing, but I'm still gonna play that Hogwarts game, or I'm still gonna see the next uh I don't know, I don't even know, Fantastic Beasts movie in cinema or
Yeah.
something like that. You're still giving her money. Like, that's not, like, you can't separate that.
Yeah.
And if you are if you are reading the books, like, if you even say, yeah, I don't like her, but the Harry Potter books are still, they're good, and I already bought them. I don't give her money. I have them in my I have them in my house. I read them, and yeah, that is still like the opinions of a shitty person that you are reading, that you are consuming, and that you are internalizing. Um, because if you read the books, and if you read the books with like a sense of what the person who wrote these books is, you will see that they are not good books. Like, and
Yeah.
they don't have good messaging. Like, I would not let my kid read these books um unadvised, and not like talk about the stuff that is happening, because like they have a these books have a super conservative worldview,
Yeah.
and they're perpetuating it, and you can't separate those two things.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know.
No, it's totally fair. So
I mean, you can probably, I don't know, you can probably separate art and artist if the art is like as bland uh, as art can be. Like, I don't know, George W. Bush is painting like the most boring pictures you can imagine, right?
yeah.
And sure, sure, like, there is no real message behind them. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there is, but this is like, yeah, sure, I could, like, I wouldn't hang them on my walls myself, but yeah, I wouldn't blame you if you like this landscape, if you like this portrait of some douche that he painted. Sure, go for it. But yeah, that, like, is that even art then? Like, if it doesn't say anything, is that even art?
Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah,
I think the only exception, kind of, to like separate the art from the artist, is if the artist like did something really shitty, not really shitty, but like moderately shitty, but then like showed some remorse for it later on, or like try to make amends.
yeah,
Like David Bowie did some shitty things. He was a rock star in the 70s and 80s. Of course he did.
yeah,
But like as he moved on and after he dropped cocaine, he really made a point to like apologize to people and like try to solve those issues and like encourage artists of color and really be
yeah,
there
right.
for like different
Yeah,
things.
that's a different thing. But like, the most like, I don't think anyone would say like, oh yeah, David Bowie, he's cancelled because like he did shitty things like in the 80s. I don't think like anyone would argue that point, really.
You'd be
It's all,
surprised.
yeah, maybe. But the most people that argue that are like arguing for people who are not remorseful, who would never like apologize for what they did, who would double down,
yeah.
right? And yeah, you can't do that. And it's hard sometimes. You have like, I really like, um some stories of H.P. Lovecraft, right?
Yeah.
this guy was like a raging racist.
Yes, it was.
This is like, and he wasn't like a racist. Like everybody back then was a racist.
No, the
He was
KKK liked him.
way like yeah, he was way more racist than you had to be like normal, considered normally
Yeah.
normal racist in this society back then. So yeah, it's hard to read these stories and under these yeah under these viewpoints and see what you do with it, or if you would even read them at all, or if you would even adapt um some stuff um from him. And it's
It's how much you want to learn from the person.
right, and also like he won't profit if I buy a book because he's dead.
Also, all this stuff
um
is in the public domain.
right, but yeah, it's still like you can still get something out of these stories.
Yeah.
um but it's also, if you like read it under these like and scrutinize it under like with the worldview that he had, like um writing horror or like cosmic horror, like you you kind of see where he's coming from with this xenophobic views, fearing everything that's different.
Yeah.
And these are interesting stories, but if you read them like he probably meant them to be read, it's pretty problematic.
Mm-hmm.
um but i'm I'm still glad he wrote those stories, because they inspired so many other artists
Yeah.
to do stuff um, that isn't as problematic.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah,
And then the other thing is, like, some of these old
it's
works can be
difficult.
readapted and, like, reevaluated. And, like, whilst the original story might be fairly racist, like it was in Lovecraft's time, when you readapt it for a modern era and you get rid of some of those weird racist quirks, they can be really interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, the two examples I can think of is Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, which is like a little Netflix series. It's like kind of like the Twilight Zone a little bit. Like Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt sort of thing. And the other one is the Nick Cage Color Out of Space movie, which is goofy, but like it's a pretty good adaptation.
There is an H Bomber Guy video about the movie Cthulhu, I think.
I've not seen it.
um I highly recommend you watch H Bomb's video on the topic.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out.
It is very interesting because it's about kind of about this thing that Lovecraft's xenophobia and homophobia and all those things, and the story of the movie is like a gay person coming back into the small town that he was raised in,
Uh huh.
and facing like all the homophobia there. And like the Lovecraft angle of the film is like a backdrop for it all.
Uh huh.
um but like the theme of otherness and like feeling unwelcome is kind of, yeah, it's interesting. You should,
Okay.
like, it's not a long video, it's like 20 minutes or so.
Oh, good. Okay, I can
um
definitely watch that then. Like, I'm
yeah,
used to H Bomber Guy videos being like an hour to multiple hours long.
yeah, these are the newer ones. They're like really long, and they're good.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not saying they're not.
but yeah, it's an investment.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I think it's fairly short, and
Okay.
um, yeah, it's kind of dipping in these topics we were talking about. And yes, talking about the different the difficult theme of separating art from the artist, and like if Lovecraft inspired a movie such as this that is very very empathetic to like a queer experience, like that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not as one note as one might think sometimes.
Definitely. So, what are some of your favorite cards? Changing subject.
Yeah, let's talk about Magic. Some of my
Also,
favorite
side note,
cards.
they're reprinting Craterhoof Behemoth into standard.
With which set?
Dragon Swarm.
With the drag. What?
Yeah,
That's
Craterhoof is got spoiled.
what? That's crazy. Okay, I have to look at Reddit quick. Um, I really like I really like I really like Staxy cards. Um, like stuff like stuff like Blood Moon or Winter Orb.
Blood Moon's great. I love that card.
Um, like I like I like building decks around that and trying to break the symmetry. Um, and like I don't really like the newer Staxy cards because they are not symmetrical,
Yeah.
right? Something like the Draneth
Not
Magistrate,
Trans Magistrate,
right?
yeah.
That's kind of boring because like it only stacks your opponents. Um,
But Hit Impossibility Storm are hilarious.
yeah, but it's like there is like this is a brain dead card for me. Like you don't have to build a deck around it um, for the card to work. Like I think I don't want to say it's bad design, but it's boring design. It's like it's generically good. There is no deck you wouldn't play that card in Commander that is white, right? It's like an auto include, and that's boring to me. That's kind of boring. I like I like cards like Blood Moon or stuff like that because you have to build around them. There are like if you are like a 5 color deck that's playing red, you wouldn't play a Blood Moon, but you would play a Draenus Magistrate. And yeah, so that's the kind of card I like. I like to think about weird old cards and how to make them work. Like I feel like it's one of the original ideas for the Commander format, right? Like find find weird and interesting cards, and Commander is a format where they can work,
Yeah.
where you can still play them, and they can do something because they are played together with other weird cards they were never meant to play together. um, yeah, so that's interesting to me.
I have a whole deck that's mono blue braids that's focused around weird symmetrical effects.
Yeah, mono blue braids is one I like as well as mono black braids because I mean, yeah, she's banned in Commander, but she is an interesting design, I think, because you have to break the symmetry. You can't just play a mono black deck and she's good in that. You have to play other cards to make her work, kind of.
Yeah.
And maybe she is too easy, but she is not. Yeah, you have to build around her a little bit at least. But yeah, maybe she's too good. She's probably banned for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing these spoilers now. This is oh, so cool. I really don't like the showcase frame.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
really
goofy
don't
looking.
like it. It it frames the artwork so small.
Yeah.
Like it's the same with the is it Invocations? The Amon Cat
Yeah.
showcase ones? The art the window for the artwork is so small.
Yeah.
It's also the same with the showcase frames in Kaltheim. They are like they have this rounded frame at the top,
Uh-huh.
and the artwork is so small for it. It's weird. Oh, hybrid mana. Interesting.
And then the new Omen mechanic is interesting.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
It's like adventure, only instead of putting it into exile, you shuffle it back into your library.
Oh, I haven't even read the card. I have seen it, but I thought it was an adventure and I haven't read it.
Nope.
It's Omen, okay.
It's called an Omen.
And shuffle this card into its owner's library. Interesting. Huh. It's a way to shuffle your deck.
Yeah. It's the opposite of a fetch land.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I have to think about that. How to make that work. Hmm.
Oh, the ultimatums are some of the special guests. That's neat.
Oh, it really is the stream right now, right? It's updating it's updating
Yeah,
live.
we're competing with them.
we could what's it called? Like co-stream, co-watch, live watch, react. Ah,
And then the
oh, look
other
at that.
good news is Pokemon is teaming up with Lego to do some sets.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because Pokemon was doing with Mega Blocks, but Mega Blocks suck.
Yeah, I thought I've seen them. I have seen them doing like the some brick related stuff. But yeah, Lego, this is great. This is great. So
So of course we're streaming right when all this stuff is happening.
yeah, brave, kind of brave.
Yeah. Don't worry. By the time we'll release it on YouTube, it'll just be old news.
Yeah.
So what are you working on now before we wrap up?
Um,
It's
what I'm working
it's
on,
super detailed.
yeah, it's a Plagon.
Neat.
It's a Plagon. Have you ever seen uh, a sea star up close? They are horrifying.
Yeah.
They are horrifying creatures.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of Lovecraftian, right? It's a Plagon because I really like this card. Um, I wanted to build a Plagon commander deck, and maybe I will. So I
He
started this.
he's used in CDH.
Is he now?
Yeah, I can
Really?
see the list.
That's cool. It's a like a Blink style, draw your whole deck kind of thing.
Let me look because I know it exists. I don't know how it plays.
Yeah, so I was kind of working because I could do that and still talk while doing it because like I can kind of do that blind, uh, just doing all the details and not think about it. So
Damn it,
yeah, I was changing it up.
That's not what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find the actual deck list because it won't give me the deck list. It will just tell me that the deck was played.
Huh.
It won a huge tournament the other day.
Oh wow!
Or about a few months ago. Sorry. It got second in also a tournament a few months ago. Actually, let me see if I can
but
find.
there are a couple of decks on Moxfield. Dragons, CDH. I don't know how valid they are.
Gold Sabretooth, because he's one of the pilots. There you go, I found the deck. Let me see how it plays quickly. Does it have a primer about it? Maybe that might help. Nope, the primer is just the words we ride.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't.
Is it on Moxfield?
Yeah, it's a weird stacks list.
CDH not playable.
I have a list for you. I'll send you it.
Yeah, I don't know. I build him and yeah, kind of as a blink thing, and then you draw your whole deck because you have a lot of small creatures
Yeah.
with big bugs.
It runs a lot of clones too.
Interesting.
It has Thoracle. It has Urza in it? What? It has Retraction Helix Banishing That combos?
That is a weird list.
Yeah. I don't know how this works. I know the pieces, I know what they mean, but like I don't know what I'm looking at here. It runs Smothering Tithe? Okay. It only has 25 lands, 28 including MDFCs.
Yeah, 25 lands and 25 unique lands too.
28 counting MDFCs.
Yeah. That is wild.
I have no idea how this works.